Apps can do a lot of cool things. You could order dinner, gamble on your favorite team, and track your health. You could even get a mortgage. One click and you can be approved. I'm not sure by who or what country they're in. You deserve more from the mortgage industry. At AnyMac Home Mortgage, we believe in the need for live human interaction during a very complex process. The kind of service and guidance which an app simply can't provide. Our customers are more than credit scores and income documents. They're individuals and families who live in and strengthen our communities. Their story is our story, and that story begins in a home. Chris Sawyer is an expert on providing superior customer service and in meeting the mortgage needs of current and future homebuyers. With over 18 years of experience in the industry, Chris is able to help customers migrate through the home buying and home financing process by using his wealth of knowledge as a well-qualified mortgage professional. And best of all, Chris is located in Cromwell, Connecticut, where he has helped hundreds of clients in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island make their dreams of homeownership a reality. Visit chrissawyer.any-mac.com. Email him at csawyer@any-mac.com or give him a call, 860-878-8730.
Chris Sawyer, NMLS number 39345, corporate NMLS number 338923. AnyMac Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender. American Neighborhood Mortgage Acceptance Company, LLC. DBA AnyMac Home Mortgage. Lo-Fi Direct. Connecticut First Mortgage Correspondent. License Lender. Broker number ML 338923. Massachusetts Mortgage Lender and Mortgage Broker License number MC 338923. Rhode Island License Lender. License number 201128110L. Call for additional details.
Open, Shepard, all alone. Shepard breaks a tackle and into the end zone. Sterling Shepard.
Thibodeau got there, got the ball out, scooped it and scored. Touchdown Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Second down, 5. Jones again. Oh, here he goes. He can see the pylon. Touchdown.
Barkley looking for a seam. Great cut. Saquon Barkley in for the touchdown.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jawing About the GMen Giants Football Podcast. I'm Big Jace, coming at you solo this week. But we do have a lot to talk about, and let's get into it. Starting off, we will recap the championship weekend, but it's a Giants podcast. We got to start off talking about the Giants. And the big thing right now, I know the offseason hasn't technically started yet. There's not going to be trades, no free agency signings or whatever yet. But Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, free agents. Can the Giants re-sign both? I think right now the Giants are in a good spot. And look at what the Eagles were able to do last year. Scooch into the playoffs and show that they had something cooking, and then being able to go build around that, do some big moves, and get them to take that next step. The Giants are in that position, but I mean the foundation you have with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, that's what got you to where the Giants were this year, winning the wild card, going to the divisional round. So you need that back, and then the Giants have a lot of cap space. So then you can see, can you get that wide receiver? Can you up that O-line? Can you get some secondary? Because there's a lot of things that need to be done to change the Giants from just a playoff contender to a Super Bowl contender. And locking these guys down is step number one right now. And the great thing for the Giants and for us fans, I think, is with these guys, with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, the biggest thing with them that you don't see a lot in the NFL and you don't see a lot when it comes to these contracts and that stuff, these guys, they don't have the big egos. Like, no one's sitting out if they don't get a deal they want or anything like that. If the Giants do happen to franchise tag one of these, like, no one's sitting out. No one's holding out. Like, these guys don't have egos. These guys want to be here. Saquon Barkley grew up rooting for the Giants. Like, these guys want to be here. I think they will take a little bit more team-friendly deals to help and know. We saw a glimpse of what they can do together when they're healthy and what they can do with Dable this year. And to lock this down, get this set up, if they can take team-friendly deals to help build around it, it could be something great. But all right, I gave us 5 minutes of Giants talk. That's good for John about the G-Men. And this is a conversation we're gonna have all throughout the off season, just with the Giants, because this is the big question. And then obviously, what else can the Giants do? Because I mean, Sterling Shepard is another big name for the Giants, but he's a free agent. The Giants have a lot of free agents, so we're gonna see what happens there. But that's the Giants talk. Be back next week. Hopefully, we'll have some more people on and we can bounce some ideas off each other and see what Isaiah, Sean think about the Giants being able to re-sign both of these guys. But let's get into it. Let's recap. My big thing this week is I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to try and not preview the Super Bowl. We have next week. So I just want to recap so with these games coming up, I'm just going to recap them. And then we're going to I'm going to focus more on the losing team and where they go from here. We're going to start off with the Eagles and the 49ers, 31-7. I knew the Eagles this is crazy. The Eagles just blowing everyone out. I mean, obviously the Giants. Now the 49ers, granted, Brock Purdy got hurt. You had Josh Johnson in there. Like, it was a mess. Everyone was getting banged up. But Eagles give me that team of destiny vibe right now. Like, it's crazy. And we'll talk about the Kelsey Bowl, the Super Bowl next week. But dang, man, like, getting after the quarterback, that front four is wild. And then also, I mean, the offensive line, like, no pressure on Jalen Hurts really that much. Jalen Hurts, he's getting back to 100%. If he isn't already, and then he got this week off. Like, oh my gosh, this is a scary, scary team. And I mean, kudos for the Niners. They put it all out there. They tried their best, but I mean, yeah, it was just eventually they were just lifeless and just flopping around there. But so now, like I said, we'll talk a lot about the Eagles coming up next week when we preview the Super Bowl. So let's focus on the Niners right now. This is their second straight year in the unsuccessful in the NFC Championship game. A lot of quarterback questions. I mean, you obviously got a bunch of studs everywhere there. No more Jimmy G. You still got Trey Lance. You still got Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's going to be out 6 months. So there's a lot of questions at quarterback. So you don't really know where you're going to go. I mean, and a lot of rumors have had Brady coming back, his hometown team, coming back to the Bay Area. Grew up idolizing Joe Montana, just playing for the Niners. And then you also have the idea of a trade. Similar idea with Aaron Rodgers coming back home, coming back to Cali. I mean, you got your pick there. I think Brady fits the best narrative because, I mean, he is a free agent. Brock Purdy being out. And I mean, Trey Lance, maybe you can – I don't know what he is going to end up being. Like, both Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, they need some development. I think they need some time. Bringing in a guy like Brady to help them out and also learn from that, I think would be great. And Kyle Shanahan with Tom Brady and Kyle Shanahan system, like real competent quarter, like Kyle Shanahan has the X's and O's. He knows how to call plays. He's got everything like that. But then to have a quarterback who goes even more in depth, being that extra coach on the field, that's a football player's dream. That's a football fan's dream. That would be cool. And I mean, it isn't like, yeah, Tom Brady had some bad moments this year. Every quarterback has bad moments. Yeah, he's old. He's getting older, but you got the people around him. You got the weapons there. The real only issue there is the O-line, really, outside of the Trent Williams. that O-line has some issues. I mean, look at what the Eagles were able to do, getting after, hurting Brock Purdy and then Johnson. So the Niners, you got to look at quarterback-wise. What are they going to do? That's going to be the big question because who knows? Maybe Trey Lance does. This is the year where he's ready. Broken leg, multiple surgeries. You don't know about that. It's a lot of questions are in the air for the QB position. Bring in Brady, answer all those questions, and just continue to develop these guys. The Trey Lances and the Brock Purdy's, because you got something there, and then maybe down the line, then you get to pick, leverage the other one, trade the other one away. But yeah, so Niners are interesting. I mean, 2 straight NFC Championship, 2 years back to back going to the NFC Championship game, they're insane. Good football team. I'd imagine, despite whoever their quarterback is, even if you get like a Derek Carr, resign Jimmy G, I think they're going to be one of the favorites to get back to the NFC Championship game again next year. So just because Kyle Shanahan's a beast and you got the weapons there. But now the most interesting game, the closest game. I mean, this was a blowout. Let's talk about the Chiefs beating the Bengals. I know that there's a lot of issues with the refs, and let me talk about that. Because, there were some questionable calls. It's human error. Complain all you want, but these are the same people. That don't want it to just be the computer. The refs have been doing good, especially with those expedited reviews that they've been implementing this offseason. Where the booth just takes a look at it and takes care of it quick, not having to waste time, speeding up the game, not making it take as long. Really, stuff happens. Stuff happens. Holds happen all the time. The really only real criticism of the refs, and missed calls happen all the time, but that one, just the play that never was, that randomly got blown dead and no one heard it. Like, that's the only, and I don't know, maybe I missed it. There was no explanation for why the play was blown dead right off the get-go, so that was very, very weird as well. But, there's human error. You're on the big stage. Refs are going to get criticized, but I do think that this has been going on for too long. I feel like how many of the past years have there been ref issues? I think the NFL, you got to do something. Have like a ref academy. Have like a ref school. Have these refs take tests and that stuff. Like, train them up. Make sure this stuff doesn't happen every single year, because I feel like every single year there's some call, something that's getting disputed, that's causing people issues that everyone's complaining about. So I don't know. They got to figure it out. But okay, that's going to be it for the refs. This was a great game. Patrick Mahomes, people are calling this his flu game. This is flu game. But this is the thing with the Chiefs right now. Yeah, I mentioned with the Eagles, all these teams of destiny vibes. That's something I'm going to repeat up until the Super Bowl. But with the Kansas City Chiefs here, one thing I'm going to hammer in, one point that has to be known, this is the moment. They need to win this. Because, look at what they've lost. Obviously, Tyreek Hill. But they went all in. Last time they were here, obviously you had a banged-up Patrick Mahomes, and he wasn't able to perform as well as he was this year. That's because the moves they made on the offensive line. Joe Thuney, drafting Creed Humphrey. Trey Smith has also been a great pickup draft-wise. And then, obviously, Orlando Brown, protecting Patrick Mahomes, giving him that time. That's been the big deal. And the Bengals tried to do that, and they did do that. But the thing is their offensive line was banged up. And for that being the way it was this whole postseason, for them to get this far. It has been great, and Joe Burrow's a beast. But really, there's not a lot like the Bengals. Yeah, up that O-line even more. But really, get healthy, because I think with the Kappa and Lyle Collins back, I like that. I think that'd be better. I mean, Chris Jones dominated that game. He was a beast. So seeing him going up against that Eagles O-line is going to be an interesting matchup. But, yeah, as far as the Bengals go from here, you're in a good spot. Just keep getting better. Keep up in that O-line. Secondary needs some help. The discipline-wise, there were so many flags, like Eli Apple and all that stuff. There's so much. It was kind of messy there on the secondary as well, and that the D line's really good as well for the Bengals, but that O line for the Chiefs was great as well, and so I'm excited. I mean, I have declared my second fandom. Giants will always be number one, but number two for me is Joe Burrow. So I'm excited to see what the Bengals can do this offseason to get even better. But I think they are going to take this to heart and come back, because I don't think this definitely isn't the last we're seeing of this Bengals team going into the postseason. Because I healthy O-line, I think it's a different story with Lyle Collins and Capo. That's my bad. But just defend, that O-line. But we'll see. I'm excited for the Super Bowl, obviously, and we'll preview that more. We'll get the guys back on here, whether it's Zay, Sean, or both, to talk about the Super Bowl next week. But I'm gonna end the show previewing the Pro Bowl, because that is this week. I'm excited to see what they do. I tried looking up. I don't know what any of these skills competitions they're going to have. I like the dodgeball that they had the past couple years. All the other ones, it's interesting. I don't know why they keep that so close to the chest, the NFL. I can't find any of those competitions or anything like that, because, I mean, any sports fan really knows the NBA, they have the best All-Star game, and all those competitions. And I love the competitions for the Pro Bowl. It's very, very interesting to watch sometimes and see. But and also, I mean, this was something I wanted to bring up and bring into a discussion with someone else here on the show. But the Pro Bowl has really lost its I don't know what term, how do I want to phrase this? It's lost its it's not that meaningful being selected to the Pro Bowl anymore, or being part of the Pro Bowl. It is at the beginning, like the original selections, yeah. But when people are opting out left and right, don't really want to show up, and then you end up having Tyler Huntley is going to be in there. Why? You got to the playoffs. Yeah, you played a little bit. But is he really a Pro Bowl quarterback? No. And I'm a Utah guy, so yeah. So and then I didn't even mention the fact that they're changing it to flag football. I hope that it brings something more to it. I hope it brings a little bit more hypeness. I hope they can figure it out so people watch it more, because I want the Pro Bowl to mean something. I want to see them have fun. Like I said, I love the skills challenges, but maybe bringing flag football, making some big plays, not really worrying about the hitting and that stuff. I'm interested to see how that plays out. So that should be fun. I'm excited to see what goes on. You got, for the NFC coaching, you got Eli Manning and Giants great Eli Manning with Pete Davidson, and then you have Peyton Manning with Snoop Dogg for the AFC as well. So I'm intrigued by it. I'm going to tune in. How long will I stay? How captivated will I be by it? I don't know, but I'll figure it out this weekend. And who knows? I really hope they do bring something back, and I do have a love. Like I don't know. I feel like I hope they find something with this new format. That's all I'm gonna say. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Big shout out to Chris Sawyer at Henny Mac Home Mortgage for sponsoring today's episode. And make sure you guys check out clovercrestmedia.com for more awesome podcasts just like this and more and other episodes of this. You go back and see what we thought of the Giants game against the Eagles and other stuff like that and other Giants games. But yeah, and make sure you follow me at Big Jace the Ace on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next week for more John about the G-Men. Peace out, everyone.
Do you have a 401k and some savings for
Open, Shepard, all alone. Shepard breaks a tackle and into the end zone. Sterling Shepard.
Thibodeau got there, got the ball out, scooped it and scored. Touchdown Giants. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Second down, 5. Jones again. Oh, here he goes. He can see the pylon. Touchdown.
Barkley looking for a seam. Great cut. Saquon Barkley in for the touchdown.
Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group. And here at CMG, we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All Four Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men. And great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Burn, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.